Mr. Bono, we want to start with these words, your words. We like to get stuff done. They are the sign of a concrete daily engagement aimed at solving problems. The world suffering from hunger and poverty is watching us, is listening to us. Can this challenge be overcome?
Good evening. Ciao bella gente. These are big questions. Can we fix the problem of hunger in the world? Can we fix the problem of poverty in the world? Can we fix the problem of conflict in the world? Well, on the first two out of those three, I can speak with confidence when I say yes, absolutely. There is already enough food in this world to feed the world. It is not the lack of food, but the lack of will to distribute the food that is the problem. I'm very moved, as a lot of you are, by the work of the World Food Programme. But like Minister Coveney was saying, it is extraordinary that every year they have to wait on funding on a case-by-case basis for them to be able to do their job. It is extraordinary to me that in the middle of a refugee crisis, when the World Food Programme are doing incredible work in Jordan, that they are cutting the program in Jordan because they can't find funds. That is politically unacceptable to everybody under this sky this evening, and we say we'll not let that continue on. We want to see a change in that, and I know the Prime Minister feels the same. So this is not good enough, and the Italian people or the Irish people will not have it. So. As regards conflict, there is a relationship here. And if you look across, for example, North Africa, and you see this geological phenomenon they call the Sahel, right across North Africa, you see the combination of extreme climate, extreme poverty, and extreme ideology. These three extremes are creating a lot of problems. And if you see on a map where all the problems have been from Al-Shabaab in Somalia, right the way through to Boko Haram in Nigeria, all the way along, you see these three extremes. I would suggest it's a political imperative for Europe now to deploy expertise and resources to prevent some of the fires, because it's cheaper to prevent fires than to put them out later. And it now has to be a political priority of us to deal with what's happening on the continent of Africa. And I think if we do that, we have a better chance at dealing with extreme poverty and extreme hunger. They are all interrelated, is the answer to your question.
Mr. Bono, yesterday in Turin, you said, anger is about feeling abandoned, just not about politics. The injustice in the world is an expression of an injustice which occurred to you as an individual. For winning the fight against hunger, anger could be useful. Are we enough angry?
Feel angry. I'm very, very, very angry about the waste of this woman's talent. This is an extraordinary woman. She's an actual hero. I'm just a rock star. She's an actual hero. And I get angry when I see her have to take a begging bowl and go to the 150 countries that are represented in the Expo, and she has to ask them, can she have some money so that she feeds the people who are depending on her. That makes me angry. And I can use my anger to quote my old idol, Johnny Rotten. Anger is an energy. Anger is an energy. If you use it positively, it can be a great thing. I'm going to try and use it positively.
It's going through rogue times. There are hundreds of thousands of people escaping war and poverty and pouring into our countries. You said yesterday, we have no answer. There is just a thing we are aware of. They are not migrants. They are people escaping from war and death. They are refugees. We'll be able to provide them all with the assistance they need.
Right. Well, it's important to understand we should not use the word migrant. Migrant is a political word that is used to take away the real status of these people. They are refugees. They are running from war. And they actually liked their homes, and they're not leaving their homes because they want to live in Italy or they want to live in Ireland. They're leaving their homes because they don't have any homes. And so we won't use the word migrant anymore. I have been a migrant. Lots of Irish people have been migrants, haven't they, Simon? And we're rather good at being migrants, but it's a different thing. And I want to applaud some leadership that happened, because when Prime Minister Renzi stepped out and said this is the moral obligation of Europe and of Italy, lots of people in this country went, what's he talking about? This is not, I'm not sure. Now, after Angela Merkel has followed suit and shown incredible leadership from Germany, now the Prime Minister Renzi looks like he was the same person in an insane climate that he faced in the media here. So I want to thank you, sir, for your leadership on the refugee crisis.